Hey y'all, welcome to Homesteading Monday. I'm Madden from Self-Reliance Publishing, and in this video we'll be talking about making a raised bed garden like what I've got right behind me here that I'm setting up. I'm here at my girlfriend's house right now. Her mama asked me to help her set up a vegetable garden, so I figured I'd come over here and shoot a video while I was in the process. Now, a lot of people, when they think about doing a raised bed garden, they're wanting to bring in potting soil and whatnot, so they have the perfect mix for gardening. But from my perspective, or from a self-reliance perspective, I like the idea of using or learning how to use the dirt that you have in your locality. And at first I just wanted to do the double dig method like I shot a video of a couple weeks ago, but she wanted to have clear defined lines where the lawn started and where the garden ended, and where the garden ended and where the lawn starts. So she wanted to have a raised bed. So I've got just a really short raised bed here just to provide that defined line. But I'm really going to be just doing the double dig method and utilizing the soil that I already have here, with mixing in some compost and worm castings and other fertilizer and other soil amendments. So that's my thought process behind what I'm doing right here. I'm starting really small. They do things the smart way. Unlike me, I like to go big or go home. They tend to start small, get it right, and then expand with time, which is really the smart way to go about things. So I've got a plan in mind for how we can expand, and they'll be able to eventually, if they want to, grow all the vegetables that they can possibly eat in their little side yard here. So at any rate, let's go ahead and get digging. So what I'm doing here is just taking the top layer of sod off. We're gonna save that for later. Once we start doing our double digging process, we're gonna put it sod side down on the bottom of the hole before we fill it back up, which you'll see later. You could remove this and put it in the compost pile if you like, but I don't want to lose any volume because I want to be able to basically fill this frame up with dirt by fluffing it up and adding some compost. And it should be fine putting it upside down. I've done that before, planting trees and doing other gardens, and it doesn't seem to come back if you bury it deep enough. Okay, so now we've got all the sod on. We're going to start digging down one spade's depth and put the dirt from the first hole in this pot right here. So come back about 18 inches or so. Start digging. Okay, so now we're dug about a spade's depth deep. We're gonna go down another spade's depth and loosen it up just a hair with our shovel here. If you had a broad fork, this would be the perfect opportunity to use it. This is what broad forks are designed to do, but I don't have one yet. So you can make do with a shovel. So moving back, we're going to take some of the sod that we pulled up earlier and put it down in the trench, grass side down. And you could, if you wanted to, like I said earlier, throw this stuff in the compost pile, but I don't want to lose the volume. And this will break down in the bed as well. and provide the plants nutrients. So you're getting sort of the same benefit without having to go through a standalone process of composting it and hauling it around and all that jazz. So we've got that down there. Now we're going to dig up a trench here and throw the loose dirt on top of this here, which I think I might break up these sod clumps a little bit. And as I'm digging, digging up this trench and adding the material to the trench we just dug, I'm gonna be mixing in compost, some organic fertilizer, and other soil amendments. This is the time to do that. Okay, now I'm gonna start working in some of this organic fertilizer I have here, which I would usually just use worm castings, but I don't have any here and I didn't bring any with me. So I picked up this organic fertilizer and mix in this compost as well. So you can see here that the garden is completely dug at this point, and all I'm going to do now is top it off with a little bit more compost and mix that compost into the top few inches of soil. I know a lot of this has been repeat information from the double digging video, but what I want to do is encourage you to learn how to work with the soil that you have, whether that be a hard clay like I'm working with here, or sandy, loam, anything in between, mixture of it. I think it's good to become familiar with the soil type that you have in your area and learn how to garden with it. If you learn how to work with the soil that you have, that'll make expansion in the future much easier and more cost effective. If all you know how to do is container garden using store-bought potting soil, that will make future expansion more difficult and more costly. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. As always, I appreciate every like, every comment, and every subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.